My name is Kazungu. I work at Mobius as a mechanic. Around town, I'm known as a guy who repairs cars. But recently, people know as a guy who builds cars at Mobius. We hope to bring a better transportation to Africa. In many areas in Africa, people have to walk long distances to get around, to collect clean water, firewood, farming inputs, or medical supplies. They have no access to transportation. And in areas where people do have access to transport, they rely on vehicles like matatus, tuk-tuk, and motorbike, which are often not safe or not built for bad roads, or very expensive, or not available at all. Most people rely on these types of insufficient public transport because they can't afford to own a car. And so they remain isolated. Mobius was founded in 2010 by George Jackson to fix this.
This is Ganze in rural Kenya. It's the poorest district in the country, one of the most isolated communities in the region, and the original inspiration for Mobius. I worked here for several years before founding Mobius, and like most people here, struggled to get around. My options were either to wait here for hours for an unreliable bus service, or to walk down this track for miles to access the program communities we were serving. During this time, I realized that immobility wasn't just a problem that facing Ganze, or Kenya, or even Africa, but a problem that afflicted much of the developing world. And I also realized that the need for mobility was also a vast market opportunity, with $60 billion spent each year on transportation across Africa. Most vehicles in countries like Kenya are imported from abroad. They're not designed for local consumers. And so hundreds of millions of people across the continent remain isolated, without access to appropriate transportation. I believe this needs to change, and so I founded Mobius.
We build new vehicles for Africa. Our cars are extremely affordable and designed for bad roads, as well as selling vehicles to private buyers. We target businessmen and businesswomen who can use Mobius cars to operate main transport businesses, from public transport to goods delivery to mobile medical service to school buses.
My name is Pascal Onani. I am a tuk-tuk driver from Kisumu. Most of the time we go to very, very bumpy roads because the road network system in this part of the country is not very good.
We are targeting people like Pascal, who owns and runs a tuk-tuk transport service. We work to support these business people by building better cars that are designed for the environment. So, for example, an entrepreneur can buy a Mobius car to use for a public transport business. This means they hire a driver, pick a route, and collect some of the passenger fares from their driver each day. This creates a profitable business and brings mobility to their community. We believe the combination of these services will create better lives for hundreds of millions of people across Africa. Mobius is planning to launch early production in 2012, with the first expansion to achieve our vision of a mobile and connected Africa.